Okay, here's our next sequence that we're trying to find. The next three terms and the equation and a sub 12. Well, let's see. This is going from -1 to +1 to -1 to +1 to -1 and so on. So let's see. So what are the next three terms? Well, +1, -1, +1. That was easy. I need a Staples button. All right. So let's see. This is the first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term. What is the relationship between the n's and the ones? Well, let's see. It's not adding or subtracting anything, is it? Because that's 0, 0, 0. I'm sorry, -1 to 1 gives you what? That's 3. And then from here it's 3. That didn't help me. Let me see. I've got -1 times 1 is -1. -1 squared is +1. -1 cubed is -1. Hey, I think I have the pattern. So a sub n, remember, the terms are your n, equals -1 to the nth power. So what is a sub 12? -1 to the 12th power is an even number. So that means it's going to be a +1. Okay. All right. Now we're going the other way. Starting with a positive, going to a negative, start with a positive, going to a negative. Well, it's not the same as this one because this started negative and this started positive. So I know it's different. So let's see. My n's are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see if there's a connection. One to the first power is 1. -1 squared is +1. But -1 to the third power is -1. 1 right here. 1 to the third power is 1. -1 to the third power is -1. That didn't work. Well, I know what my next three terms will be. They will be -1, +1, and -1. I need to try to figure out what these terms are. Let me try something different. Let's see. -1 squared. -1 squared is a +1, right? -1 to the third power is a -1. -1 to the fourth power is a +1. I think I had it. So if I add 1 to each term and then square add 1 to each term, then square this item, I would get a sub n equals -1 n plus 1. Because 1 plus 1 is 2. -1 squared is 1, right? If I put a 2 right here, -1 2 plus 1 is 3. Negative 1 to the third power is negative 1. If I put a 3 right here, 3 plus 1 is 4. Negative 1 to the fourth power is 1. I think I have my pattern. So what is the 12th term? Negative 1 to the 12 plus 1 is going to give me negative 1. Knowing number sense really helps you with the sequence problems. Okay? All right, let's go to the next section. A sequence in which the difference between two successive terms is a constant called an arithmetic sequence. The constant difference is called the common difference. Constant difference, common difference. And it is usually denoted by D. Okay? For each arithmetic sequence, find the common difference and the next two terms. Well, let's look at this one. From 4 to 7, from here, I am subtracting 3, subtract 3, subtract 3, subtract 3, or I can think of it as add 3, add 3, add 3, add 3. So if I add 3, this will be 19. If I add 3 more, this will be 22. So my common difference is a positive 3. Okay. What about this one? 50, 45, 40, 35, and 30. Well, that's minus 45, minus 5, minus 5, minus 5, minus 5. But if I'm going this way, I'm sorry, this is plus 5, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. But going this way, it's subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5, subtract 5. So my common difference is 5. My next two numbers, 30 subtract 5 is 25. 25 subtract 5 is 20. Alrighty. A sequence in which the ratio of every pair of successive terms is a constant called the geometric sequence. The constant ratio is called the common ratio. Notice up here it was called the common difference. Down here it's the common ratio, and is usually denoted by R. For each geometric sequence, find the common ratio and the next two terms of the sequence. All right, so let's see. If I do 6 over 2, I get 3. 18 over 6 gives me 3. 54 over 18 gives me 3. So that's going this way. But if I'm going that way, I'm multiplying. So 54 times 3 would give me 162. And 162 times 3 yields 46. So this is a 3. Very good, very good. Alrighty, last one. 80, negative 40, 20, negative 10. What am I doing here? Well, let's see. If I have negative 40 over 80, that gives me negative 1/2. 20 over negative 40 gives me negative 1/2. Negative 10 over 20 gives me negative 1/2. Alrighty, so let's see. What's my common ratio? Well, now I need to do, so multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. But if I do 1/2 times 10, that's negative 1/2 times 10 is going to give me a positive 5. And negative 1/2 times positive 5 gives me a negative 2.5. So my common ratio is negative 1/2.